On the 29th of April 2024, Dmitry Kiselyov said NATO sending troops to Ukraine would end in Armageddon. On the 29th of April 2024, Dmitry Kiselyov said NATO sending troops to Ukraine would end in Armageddon. Russia will sink Britain under a nuclear tidal wave and reduce the U.S. to radioactive ash. If NATO sends troops into Ukraine, Vladimir Putin's most senior propagandist has vowed. Any bid by the West to put boots on the ground in Ukraine to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia would result in Armageddon, warned Dmitry Kiselyov. Putin would unleash his Satan II and other deadly nuclear missiles, he said. French President Emmanuel Macron has said the West should not rule out sending troops into Ukraine, but other NATO leaders have been more circumspect. If NATO countries send their troops into Ukraine in order to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia, then the very moment about which Putin once said, "Why do we need the world if there is no Russia in it?" would come. Then everything, all types of missile would be launched by us in every direction, Sarmats, Satan, IIs, Yars, and Avangard's.
While the world watches the conflict unfold on the ground, Russia has unveiled a trio of advanced weapon systems: the Sarmat ICBM, the Avangard hypersonic glide vehicle, and the Peresvet laser system. These technological marvels could potentially reshape the landscape of modern warfare, with implications that extend far beyond the battlefields of Ukraine. Let's explore what these systems can do and how they might impact the ongoing conflict. First up, we have the Sarmat, also known as Satan II in NATO language. At the recent speech to the Federal Embassy on February 29th, Russian Vladimir Putin made a big deal about this missile system, stating that the military just received the first batch of these super powerful missiles and dropping a hint that they might use them real soon. Way back in 2018, President Putin had also mentioned this missile during his national address. He called it a next-generation weapon that could bypass any defense system. The Sarmat has everyone's attention, and for good reason. It is basically the king of intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBM. It can supposedly hit targets further away than any other ICBM in the world, over 18,000 kilometers. Imagine a missile that can strike pretty much anywhere on Earth from Russia. That's the Sarmat. Putin even highlighted its ability to fly over the North or South Poles, surpassing traditional defense lines. The Sarmat boasts some impressive specs. It weighs a hefty 200 tons, about the weight of 3 blue whales. Most of that weight comes from its fuel, allowing it to reach those incredible distances. Its size dwarfs many other missiles, with 3 meters wide and 35 meters long. But what truly sets the Sarmat apart is its speed, range, and ability to evade defenses. It is designed to be super fast and maneuverable, making it difficult to shoot down. Plus, it can carry up to 15 nuclear warheads at once, each independently targeting different areas using the MIRV technology. The Sarmat is essentially a major upgrade over its predecessor, the R-36M2.
What do you think about these ICBM?
Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Breaking news, this is a code red emergency alert. Code red emergency alert. Now, you would think that I was going to be talking today about the Rafah invasion that has now officially kicked off, with Israeli tanks rolling over the border just a couple hours ago, which is going to thrust the Middle East into a perpetual state of conflict and crisis, the likes of which we've never seen before, but you'd be mistaken. What I need to talk about today is the Russian placement of tactical nuclear weapons in the south of their country near Rostov-on-Don, very proximate to the Ukrainian border. Vladimir Putin has commissioned this in response to direct threats by Western officials that they're going to continue to up the ante and commit to more troop deployments inside Ukraine in the future, in addition to some intelligence that was leaked by both Russia and Belarus that signals that the Ukrainians are getting ready to launch a very large salvo of UK-made Storm Shadow as well as American-made ATACMS and Ukrainian drones against strategic targets inside Russia in the next 24 hours. And that's not all. Russia has also threatened to target UK directly. This is not your typical threats uttered by the Russian late-night TV punditry, nor is it the maniacal Monday rantings of Medvedev. This is a direct threat by the Russian government that not only are they going to target decision-making centers inside Ukraine, but they're also going to directly target military bases in the UK if Ukraine proceeds and, perhaps more importantly, is successful in its attacks against what I presume is going to be something inside Crimea. But for all we know, they could actually try to attack the Russian mainland. Now, if they do that, utilizing Western weapon systems, they are going to go ahead with these tactical nuclear drills, as they're calling them, and we are going to be very aptly and appropriately up another rung of the escalation ladder. And that's going to be it.
So as you can see, more rumors of war. Isaiah 13 and verses 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Jeremiah 51 and 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong, set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes, for the Lord has both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Jeremiah 50 and 22. Jeremiah 50 and 22, a sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. The Lord has opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldees. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash, Shalom.